Kia ora and welcome, Allyson. Thank you for being on our podcast at the D-List today. My name is Olivia. I am the editor at the D-List. And yeah, we're really honoured to have you to share a bit of your story with us. You've recently been awarded a King's Service Medal, which is an incredible achievement. So we'd like to know a bit about you. Do you want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm Allyson Hamblett. Over many years I've been sort of an advocate for disabled people in the transgender community. And I was such a great honour to receive a King's Service Medal. I never thought that I'd receive one, and never expected to. But just I know that the work doesn't stop with the KSM. It continues until it's done.
And I mean, you've done a lot of work in the past. We've been talking just earlier about your involvement in FAB back in the 80s, and then you were doing some governance as well. What was it like being a part of FAB back then?
FAB is a fantastic organisation. I remember going on 3 or 4 10-day camps once a year. They were incredible just to spend 10 days doing things that to give us opportunities to do different things. And we did drama, and we did sculpture, and did everything in those 10 days. And I remember watching an R16 movie, and it was on the 14.
Okay, so that was the naughty things you did.
And just FAB had just an incredible philosophy to get able-bodied and disabled together, and the organisation continues in supporting younger people with disabilities and to hopefully lead a life that they can thrive in. Although I haven't been involved for a long time, I still it's still a very special place. And when I was involved in the governance space, they were setting up groups of Auckland, so that disabled people could go there and just socialise and be themselves, and just to make some mingle and do all kinds of things. I was involved. Our governance is involved in setting those things up. And we organised our 3 balls that were great. As well, people could dress up and go to balls and have a great time.
It's so cool to have those opportunities that you might not have otherwise in kind of mainstream spaces.
I think there's a space for disabled people to get together, and a space for able people to get together, but we haven't created an inclusive society yet, but we're getting there. It's complex and it's simple as well. It's just getting people together who are willing to do the work. And I mean, Fab's been there since the beginning trying to do that, but it takes us all to work together, and I think society is progressing despite the current global situation. It seems to be to drag us back, but I think in the end we'll progress.
What are some of those big shifts in the disability community do you think you've noticed?
I've been involved in an art group in my first studios was about 20 years ago. I'll talk more about that later, but it's just, I've noticed that I think it doesn't matter what kind of disability you've got nowadays. Just we've all got impairments, and we all come together with a sense of pride of being who we are. I think disability pride is a really good thing.
Yeah, and that's something that's changed over time?
Yeah, that's changed over time. I think we could do more to promote that more in some ways. Again, the current climate is dirty. Can't be proud of who you are. It's the anti-diversity and all that, but I think we need to come together more and just and I'm hoping that disability pride can just eventually make disabled people, able-bodied people can just work and socialise in the same places, then be able to go to accessible restaurants and accessible places together and just be one people message.
Earlier you were talking about your advocacy and for trans people, and that's a real passion for yours. You mentioned how you've run trans support groups and things like that. What have you learned, I guess, about yourself and your communities doing that?
I think the first trans support group I set up, I had other people helping me, but I think primarily I wanted support for myself, but I also wanted to bring the community together, and in doing so, I think that trans people got together and worked out that we're all going through the same similar difficulties, similar problems. And it's good to be able to share those. And trans people came to those groups and they wanted support and develop friendships, to help them with their transition. But I just wanted to comment here that it's not about groups making trans people trans. I mean, trans people always know that they're trans or gender diverse or intersex, and it's not about. There's something in society at the moment that kind of generates that fear that trans people have to be avoided and trans people are scary. We're not a threat to society. And we develop our own communities to support our community. We're not there to make people trans at all. That's a complete fake news. Trans people are just 1% of the population who are just is trying to live a good life. And if you don't like trans people, just walk away. But if you do like us, get to know trans person and get to know them as friends and just realize that, we're not a mess to society. It is. I would like to see positive trans stories. Just to say that you're not alone. I would like us to be able to walk alongside other people and to be accepted. I find that having a disability and being trans, it's the same basic issues of inclusion and just trying to get people to accept difference. And if we really think about it, every single one of us is different. So we all need to work out how we can accept each other and just live our lives.
Cool, I love that. You wanted to talk a bit about some of your art, and you've been involved in Mapura Studios for a long time. Tell us a bit about your art practice and what you're working on at the moment.
Yeah, I've been with Mapura Studios for about 24 years. I never thought I could paint or do anything creative, but after the first year at Mapura Studios, I thought, I've got potential here. I remember selling my first piece of art at an exhibition we had at Aotearoa Centre. There's the amazed that it was exhibited there with everyone else's, and that someone bought it. I was amazed by that. And just over the years, Mapura has become a really lovely, inclusive place for artists. And I find it amazing to be able to turn a one-dimensional, two-dimensional piece of canvas into something into work that has depth and perspective. And we've got amazing tutors that can help create that depth and perspective. And and, having to kill the angles right to create that illusion that people can see. It's absolutely amazing. At the moment I'm working on a new piece that's almost complete. There's a dog and a cat sitting on the mat. It's quite different for me because I've done portrait and done buildings, which...
You've brought your book here.
Yeah,
one of your books here with some of your art. There's some of the portraits that you're talking about. That's what you typically work on? Yeah. It's awesome. And with your King's Service Medal, how did you feel when you were told that you were being awarded it?
I thought absolutely amazed. I thought that I haven't really done enough work to get this, because the work keeps coming, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm receiving letters from MPs and received one today from Creative New Zealand. Congratulations me.
Thinking about, I guess, with all the wisdom that you bring into the space, what's your advice for, I guess, other generations of rangatahi, budding artists, maybe, people that, you would want to support?
I say if you think you're an artist, just try and put some paint on some canvas and come along to Nonsura Studios. It's a wonderful space. And and our art is valued, and it's our art is valued, and it's wonderful to be able to create that art. And if you want to create a place to belong to it, I feel like I belong to my Nonsura Studios, and it's just great space.
Yeah, and it's so cool how you found belonging there. We have some D-list stickers I wanted to show you, and which ones stand out to you, and if you were to put one of these stickers somewhere, where would it go?
I think I like the same word, divine.
And divine, yeah, this one. Where would you put it?
Maybe on my walker.
On your walking frame? Yeah, nice. Cool, we can do it after this. Cool. Thank you so much, Allyson, for joining us and just sharing all your wisdom. Congrats on your King's Service Medal. And we look forward to seeing what happens next.
Thank you.